Okay, hello everyone. I almost forgot to do an intro to this video and I remembered at the last second. I'm so happy because I always forget to do intros. Anyway, this is my 3 looks, 1 palette using the Beauty Bay Sunset Horizons palette. I think this palette is very underrated. I don't see many people talk about it at all, and I had so much fun using this, and I can see myself pulling this out a ton, especially in the summer, although I don't necessarily have the most summery look on right now. I've found that I really dig half warm, half cool toned palettes, and this is really like, it gives me everything I want. The only shades I used, every shade, I just haven't used the shade, I think, Moonlit or Reef or Stargazing. Every other shade I think I've used, but I imagine that they're pretty similar to the rest of the palette. Yeah, I had so much fun doing this video. I feel like I've kind of spanned the range of this palette. I did a really bright look, one that kind of incorporates a lot of color, and then one that, obviously this one, which is really dark and smoky, and I tried to use like warm, cool, a mix of both. So before I talk for too long, let's just get into the looks. Okay everyone, welcome to the first look using the Beauty Bay Sunset Horizons palette. I don't know when this video is going to go up, but I just figured I would start it today. I want to use the top 2 rows today and do kind of like a sunset-y eye. I'm not totally sure what avenue I'm gonna go down, but I think I want to do like pink to orange to yellow. That's kind of my plan for now. I'm just trying to think about what I want to do here. So I think just to start off, I'm going to take the shade Shell to kind of like use as a base and like use that to be able to blend everything out. I don't know how well this is going to show up, so it might just not show up at all, and then I'll scrap this, but I think it might give me a little bit of something. It's pretty much a useless shade in my opinion, but it's in here. Yeah, it's not really giving me much, to be honest. So maybe like slightly you could see it, but... So I'm gonna go in with the shade Flamingo. It's this pink shade, and I'm gonna put this in my outer corner and pretty much just focus this on like the outer corner, outer third of my eye. I'm gonna give that a little blend, but I'm gonna probably focus on blending everything out when I have all of my crease shades down. Now I'm gonna take the shade Sorbet, the orange shade on the other side of this row here, and I'm going to put this in the middle. And then for the inner part of my crease, I'm gonna take this shade Zest. Yeah. It's this brighter yellow. And I'm going to put this on the inner part of my crease. And bring it like kind of on the side of my nose, up into the front of my brow kind of deal. These shades definitely are a little bit more sheer. They blend really easily, but they definitely need building up for sure. And then I'm just going to kind of go back and forth with each of the shades that I put down in my crease and kind of like build it up if I feel like it needs to be built up, and just like go back and forth and blend. And then because I feel like I just need to deepen things up, I'm going to take this brown shade, Canyon, and I'm going to take that on quite a small brush. And I'm going to use this to add depth like in my outer corner of my crease, but I'm gonna try not to bring it up too high. And so now that I have that laid down, obviously it's not very blended, so I'm just going to very lightly, with light pressure, I'm right now not picking up any additional product with these brushes, but I'm just going to go back with each of the brushes that I used each color on and just blend this brown out. If I feel like I need to go and pick up a little bit more color, I will, but I'm kind of just trying to blend it out, keeping the depth but trying to maintain each individual color in my crease as well. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with some shimmers. I'm going to start with the shade Cocktail. It's this beautiful corally shade. I'm going to give that a spray, and I'm going to put that on the like 1/2 of the open space of my lid. And then on the front of my lid, I'm going to take this shade, which is the shade Burst. It's this beautiful orange shade. I'm going to spray that as well, and I'm going to put that, like I said, on the front part of my lid. And so I'm going to take the little brush that I used for the brown and just blend over the shades on my lid, just to blend them out a little bit and merge them all together. And then I'm going to take the pink shade Flamingo and just put that on my lid a little bit, just to blend again it in with the shimmer. And I'm going to deepen my outer corner. And then I'm going to go in with each of these shades on my lid with my finger and intensify them. Very creamy, these shimmers are. Very like almost putty-like. Okay, and then the last thing that I'm gonna do is go back in with the Sorbet shade and just intensify it one more time. There we go. And then go maybe back in with the yellow as well. All right, awesome. So I'm gonna take, I was gonna blend it out. Maybe I'll slightly blend the edges with a clean brush, just for one last blending action. And then I'm going to take the shade Shell, which I used like as the first shade, didn't really do much. I'm just gonna take that and use that as a slight brow bone highlight. Okay, and so now to do my lower lash line, I think I'm just gonna go like full color, and I'm going to take this purple shade called Hibiscus. And I'm gonna take that all along my lower lash line and blend it out, connecting it to my top eyeshadow. And then I'm gonna take the shade Twilight, which is this dark purple, and I'm going to use this to deepen my lower lash line. And then I'm going to blend everything out using this shade, which is the shade Bikini, this light purple shade. This is a very light shade though. And then finally for my inner corner, I'm going to take this bright yellow. It's called Mirage. I'm going to give this a spray as well, just so it sticks down. We're going very bright today. All right, and that's it. So I'm going to hop off camera, finish up the rest of my face, and then be back to conclude. Okay, you guys, and this is the finished look. Very bright, very summery. I am very hot, so a lot of this glowiness is just sweat. Yeah, I really like the way this looks. Oh, on my lips, I used the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Sandstorm. This is new to me. I've been like on a lip liner buying kick recently. A little bit lighter than I normally go for, but I actually surprisingly like the tone more than I thought I was going to after I initially swatched it on my hand when I got it home. And then I'm also wearing the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. Yeah, let me know what you think. It's bright but still has depth, which is what I prefer. And let's just get into the second look. Okay, hello, welcome to the second look using the Sunset Horizons palette. So I'm going to do a halo eye today with the purple and the blue and I think some pink. I'm gonna start with the shade Dusk. It's this light pink shade here. Now these light shades in the palette are quite light. These shades are definitely like need to be built up. They're a little bit sheer right out the gate, so I don't know if this is gonna do a lot, but I'm just gonna try to do like a little bit more of a rounded shape with this, just to give like a base color. Shade Hibiscus. It's this really beautiful purple. I'm going to put this on the outer half of my eye and bring it just halfway through my crease. Now I'm going to take the shade Flamingo. It's this beautiful pink shade. I honestly can't stop using it, hence how I've already used it in 2 of these looks. It's actually quite pigmented, and I'm going to put this on the inner part of my eye and then meet that up with the purple in the crease. And now I'm going to take this dark purple shade called Twilight, and I'm going to use this to deepen up my crease on the inner and outer corner, and then I'm going to connect it through the middle of my crease. Okay, so I'm going to hop off camera, cut my crease just in the middle, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've cut my crease. Now I'm just going to go in with the purple and the pink and just blend the edges before I put the shimmer down. And then I'm gonna go into that deeper purple twilight and just deepen the inner and outer corner. Just a little brush with just a bit of that twilight shade and just run this along the edge. I just like to have a little bit of definition. And now I'm going to take this really beautiful blue called Oasis. I'm going to give that a little spray and I'm just going to put that right in the center. And then just one more time, I'm gonna blend the edges of the purple and the pink into the blue, which is super beautiful. It's like the ocean. Actually, first I'm gonna just take that on my finger and tap that on just to intensify it. That's so pretty. And then I'm gonna go and blend these two shades into it. And then I'm going to take the dusk shade, which was that really light pink, and just use this to blend everything out a little bit. And then I'm gonna take this shade Shell, and I'm going to put this just on my brow bone. And then I think on my lower lash line I'm just going to do Totally Purple. So I'm going to just take, or do I want to do pink too? Actually, maybe I'll match it. No. I'm going to do purple all the way down. And then I'm going to take the Twilight shade, that darker purple, and just run this all along my lower lash line to deepen things up. And then I'm going to use the dusk shade and just blend everything out. Although this is not doing a lot because this is so light. And there isn't really a shade that I want to use for my inner corner, so I'm just going to take my face highlighter. I'm using Colourpop Flexitarian, and I'm just going to put this in my inner corner. Okay, so that's basically it. I'm going to finish up the rest of my face and then be back to conclude. Okay, you guys, and this is the finished look. It's really fun, colorful, but grungy still, so I love that. On my lips, I'm wearing the Artist Color Pencil in the shade 506 Endless Cacao, just to give like definition and a guide. And then the lipstick that I'm wearing is the Maybelline Powder Matte Lipstick in the shade 705 Concrete Jungle. I don't wear this that often, so I figured I would pull it out today. I really love the tone of it, although I don't know if I would wear this like out a lot because I feel like it would transfer a ton and it's a scary color to wear in a lipstick form, but I do really love it, although I think potentially these are discontinued, which is a shame because I actually really love this formula. It may look a little bit shinier than normal because our house is hot. Our apartment's really hot, so it's a little bit melty, but that's okay. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of this look. I really, really love it, and let's get on to the third and final look. Okay everyone, hello, welcome to the third and final look using the Sunset Horizons palette. I'm in the same shirt that I was before because I forgot to bring a different shirt into this room, so does it really matter? Probably not. I'm going to I'm gonna do something pretty smoky today using, I think, this blue and I think this dark brown. I'm going to start though using the shade Bikini, which is this lighter purple shade. And I'm just going to run this through my crease as a transition shade. Hopefully this blush isn't too peachy. This is the problem with doing blush before I do my eyeshadow. Anyway, I'm just running this through my crease. Very light though. Like, I feel like the light shades, because these shadows are a little bit, they're not super pigmented right away. They're a bit more sheer. And I also find that the light shades are very light. And I imagine on anyone with a deeper skin tone or even a tan skin tone that these are gonna just look a little powdery. And then I'm going to take the shade Deep, which is this like periwinkle like blue shade, and I'm just going to run this through my crease. Now I'm going to take the shade Thunder, which is this dark blue. I'm going to use this to deepen my outer corner of my crease. Okay, I don't know why, but I really want to go into this cool toned brown called Coconut. I was going to use this purple called Star Blazing, but I'm feeling the cool tone brown, so we're going to go with it. I'm going to give that a spray and just put that all over my lid. Okay, and so that's obviously a little choppy, so I'm just going to go into just a little bit the blue shade that I used and just use that to blend it out a little bit because I don't want it to be so harsh. And then I'm going to take the brush that I used the lighter blue shade called Deep on. And I'm just going to blend this a little bit more. I want it to be like pretty blended. I don't want like such a harsh distinction. And then I want to keep that depth in the outer corner, so I'm just going to build up the blue here as well. Particularly because it's such a deep shade on the lid, I don't want it to be like weirdly light in the outer corner. Then I'm just going to blend them together. I know that I'm going to go in with a black as well in the outer corner once I do my liner. And you can see, even though these shades are a little bit more sheer, they do build, so that is good. And then I'm just going to go back into the shade Bikini, that very light purple, and I'm just going to blend over the edges just to help everything blend a little bit more. And because this is a little bit lighter, it might just tone the edges of the shadow down as well. And then I'm going to go into the shade Coconut with my finger and just intensify it on the lid and use this to blend it a little bit as well. And I don't know if this is gonna look weird or not, but I think it could look good. I'm gonna take the shade Oasis. I used this in the last look I did. I'm just gonna take this a little bit on my finger and just tap it on the center of the lid just to give a little bit of dimension. Okay, I actually really like the way that looks. And then lastly, I'm going to take the shade Shell, which is this beigey shade up here. And I'm going to use this as a brow bone highlight. Normally this would be a little bit dark, but because we have so much darkness going on in my eyeshadow, I think it's gonna work. Now we're going to do the lower lash line, so I'm just gonna keep it, I think, all blue because it's pretty intense as it is anyway. So I'm going to take the shade Deep, which was that mid-toned blue, and run this all along my lower lash line and blend it out. And now I'm going to take the shade Thunder and use that to deepen my lower lash line. I love the names in this palette. It's very summery, so very seasonally appropriate. And then I'm going to take the Bikini shade, that purple, and I'll just blend this all out. And then for my inner corner, ooh, you know what? I was just gonna use my highlighter, but I think it might be fun to take the blue shade Oasis. I don't know. Let's just go full crazy, right? Like, why not? I've been really into like different inner corners recently. I think it's really fun. And then what I might do is take kind of like a fluffier little brush like this, and I'm gonna take my face highlight, which is MAC Double Gleam, just take a little bit of that and just like dust it over the top just to add like a little bit of brightness. Okay, perfect. So that's it for the eyes. I'm going to finish up the rest of my face and then be back to finish. Okay, and this is the finished look. My left eye is really watering, so ignore that. But yeah, on my lips I used the L'Oreal Color Reach lip liner in 114 Matte and Call, which is an old favorite, as you can see, and then the Essence Just Clear lip gloss because I wanted something a little bit not super intense. And yeah, this is the end, obviously. In terms of my overall thoughts, I really love this palette a lot. I actually, like, I know a lot of people weren't super sold on this. Like, oh my god. A lot of people were really into, rightfully so, the Book of Magic palette. But you know what? I actually think this is a really great half warm, half cool toned palette done just so fucking right, because you have pink, orange, yellow, you have like all these bright shades, and then you have blues and purples down here, and you have some neutrals. But the thing, you know what I'm gonna say if you watch me, that I love about this is that you have deep shades, and you have deep shades in terms of like every colorway you can go. You have a deep purple, you have a deep blue, you have a deep neutral brown, and you also have a black, and you have like really bright, like you have this bright yellow, this bright orange, this beautiful blue, but you also have like deeper metallic shades as well. Like, honestly, the possibilities truly are endless. I feel like with this palette I had so much fun playing with it, and you can just go like literally so many directions. And I actually think that this palette is quite underrated because I don't hear that many people talk about it. I love, obviously, the color story, like 10 out of 10 for me. And in terms of the actual shadow formula, the mattes are fine. I find them really easy to blend, actually, like truly very effortlessly blendable. but they are a little bit sheer right out the gate. They do build though. Like you can see I have like a pretty obviously intense look on today. So you can build them up and they don't like get patchy or anything, which I really appreciate. And if you're going to have a really sheer shadow, at least be buildable, you know. The only thing is that, first of all, I don't like this beige at all. And the light shades, especially this pink that's called Dusk and this purple called Bikini, very light. Like I think if you had, honestly, you were any deeper than me, so like most people, they would likely show up pretty ashy on you and powdery, although I don't know that for sure. Like obviously I don't have a deep skin tone at all, but that's just kind of like my impression of them. The mouths are pretty powdery in general, so just keep that in mind. Like there's a lot of kick up when you put your brush into them. That doesn't bother me. I don't notice like a ton of fallout at all, but if that's something that bothers you, just keep that in mind. The metallics are very creamy, like almost putty like. So almost reminds me of like a Super Shock shadow. And I actually like them. They're not like my favorite metallic formula that I've ever tried, but they're honestly sparkly, they're easy to use, they last, they don't like crease on me or anything, so I like really like them. I think they're really smart color choices for the palette. I really love this blue. It's so pretty. It has almost like a gold sheen to it. It's really, really nice, super bright. Overall, I'm a big fan of this and I can see myself reaching for this a ton. To be completely honest, I also love the names. I think they're so cute. They're very summery and I just had like a ton of fun using this, and it's super, super affordable as well. Actually, yeah, I got this on sale I think for $20. I think perhaps, I don't actually know. I'm gonna put the full price on this palette on the screen because I can't remember, but if you can get it on a sale, I would recommend for sure, because it's definitely an affordable option that's really great, that gives you depth, which is a huge plus for me. And one of the things that really drew me into this palette that honestly not a lot of palettes have, even really expensive high-end palettes like don't give you the depth that this palette gives you, and I just like can't emphasize enough how much I appreciate that. And it means it's gonna work on a much larger variety of skin tones as well, which I think is obviously very important. Let me know what was your favorite look. I feel like I really did like bright to really dark. I think the second look was my favorite. I really liked how that came out, although I liked how it looked better in pictures than on camera. But yeah, let me know if there's any other palettes that you want me to do 3 looks with, because they're honestly like my favorite videos to make, and I want to give you guys what you want, you know? I'm trying to be a woman of the people. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.